Hello, it's Bailey Leisure, and this is my video that I'm doing pretty quickly, but my 2019 Stanley Cup Playoffs second round predictions. So starting off, in the Eastern Conference, we got the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Boston Bruins. Boston coming off another seven-game defeating the Toronto Maple Leafs, a team that they've owned in the playoffs in the last several times they've faced them. Boston, Tuukka Rask, Brad Marchand, Zdeno Chara, Patrice Bergeron. I mean, definitely those are some big reasons why they won the first round. Columbus shocked the hockey world by beating the President Trophy, record-breaking Tampa Bay Lightning, and the season that they had in the regular season. Columbus just shocked them after being down 3-0 in Game 1 and looking like they were just going to get blown out. They came back, won that game, and went on to sweep the Tampa Bay Lightning, and they won their first ever playoff series. So this is the first time in franchise history that they're in the second round. I think Columbus is coming in with a lot of momentum, especially knowing that they can beat, and I think they can beat the Boston Bruins. And I think the key in this matchup will be what can Sergei Bobrovsky, excuse me, do in the postseason. I think he's the hotter goaltender. I think Matt Duchene, he's going to make a big impact. He's definitely the big player that the Columbus Blue Jackets are going to need a lot out of. I think this is going to be a pretty competitive series, but I'm going to go with kind of the upset. I'm going to go with the Columbus Blue Jackets to beat the Boston Bruins in 6 games. Moving on to the other Eastern Conference matchup in the second round, the New York Islanders sweeping the Pittsburgh Penguins, which this is actually one of the, I guess it was kind of considered a surprise considering the Islanders. It's been a couple of years since they've been in the postseason, but it wasn't really a shocker that they beat the Penguins. They were defensively a better team. They were faster and they were younger than a Penguins team that looked like it's aging a bit. The Islanders, Barry Trotz, has brought that defensive structure to that team team desperately needed coming in from last season being last in goals against average. They were in first place in the regular season. I think Robert or Lehner or Leshner or whatever his name is, the goaltender for the Islanders coming in. Matt Barzal, definitely a big player. Brock Nelson, Jordan Eberle, he had a great first round against the Pittsburgh Penguins. On the other hand, you have the Carolina Hurricanes, who shocked the Washington Capitals in 7 games in overtime, knocking out the defending Stanley Cup champion Washington Capitals. And this is a Hurricanes team that has been the biggest surprise in the National Hockey League this season. Peter Mrazek, he was great. Justin Williams has led that team, and Rod Brind'Amour, he's done a great job coaching that team. Those are the 3 players that have really led the way for the Carolina Hurricanes. I could see the Hurricanes upsetting the Islanders. It wouldn't be a big surprise to me. But I think defensive structure has really been great for the Capitals. Barry Trotz winning the Stanley Cup last year with the Capitals, or excuse me, for the Islanders. Or he won the Stanley Cup for the Capitals. He's with the Islanders now. I think this is going to be a competitive series, but I'm going to take the New York Islanders in 6 games. Moving on to the next matchup in the Western Conference division or conference, excuse me, we got the St. Louis Blues and the Dallas Stars. This was probably the worst prediction I made in the first round was Dallas being swept. Nope, they didn't do that. Ben Bishop was incredible. Alexander Makarov or whatever his name is was great. Obviously, the 2 big stars for the Dallas Stars, Tyler Seguin and Jamie Benn, they led the way, and they were a huge reason. Those 2 players, in my opinion, is why Dallas beat the Predators in 6 games. And they're going to be counting on those guys again. St. Louis, I think they just had more depth than the Winnipeg Jets, and they were very resilient. They took the first 2 games on the road in that first round matchup against the Jets, and then lost their 2 games at home, but they came back, being down 2-0, and scored 3 unanswered goals against the Jets in Game 5, and they were able to shut them down and win at home in Game 6. So the Blues are coming in. Jordan Binnington, Vladimir Tarasenko, Jaden Schwartz, who had that hat trick and get in the decisive Game 6. I think this is a very tight matchup on paper. I think the Blues have a little bit more depth, and I think the goaltender matchup is going to be the main thing I look at in this series between Binnington and Bishop. But I'm going to give the slight edge to Binnington and that St. Louis Blues depth, and I'm going to take the Blues to win in 6 games. And then the final matchup, you got the Colorado Avalanche, another shocker in the first round, upsetting the Calgary Flames in 5 games. That they just, unfortunately for the Calgary Flames, they just couldn't shut down Nathan McKinnon. He just was on a tear in that first round. And then Philip Grubauer, he did great goaltending as well. So, but and then you have San Jose, who came back very resilient, came back 3 games to 1 in that series. We're down 3 goals in that game going midway into the third period, where they got that controversial 5-minute major power play. They scored 4 goals on that power play. That game ended up going to overtime, where they won that game. There's some question marks after the Joe Pavelski hit, if he's going to be ready. So that's definitely going to be a question mark coming in. But at the same time, Logan Couture, Evander Kane, Joe Thornton's bringing some leadership. Martin Jones really found his own in those last couple games when their backs were against the wall, and he came through for them. So this is another tight matchup, and this is the series I think will go 7 games. But I think because of the home ice advantage, I'm going to give it to the Sharks. I think they are riding a lot of momentum after coming back, and I think that momentum, I think, will just squeak them past a very hungry Colorado Avalanche team. So that's it for my second round predictions video. Sorry if it was a quick video and I just did it in one shot. I didn't really have the time, considering I'm about to do some other videos. I didn't realize even the NHL playoffs started today as this is coming out. So I will hopefully do a first round recap video. There's a lot to talk about. This is the reason why I did the second round predictions video now, because I knew it was going to be a lot quicker to do. So as always, follow me on Twitter at BaileyLaser96. Click like if you like the video, subscribe, and leave your comments below on who you think will win in the second round of the 2019 Stanley Cup Playoffs. So thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you all later.